Spider's already making a home. What the hell? Ah. Anyways, it's time to get back on the FireTurd. Back at the hangar. And I got something to unload. Oh yeah. It's time to get, and I got a box today right before I left the house as I was loading the car on the trailer. I got the lifters and trays for the 408, so I can go ahead and put the camshaft and the lifters and the heads and everything on the 408. It's bad. I can smell a lot of fuel in that oil. Fuel vapors, whatever. So I'm thinking I'm pushing something through a cylinder. You can see the mess it's made because it blew out the valve cover gasket again, except up here in the front this time. So it's you know, I think it might just be time to pull out the junkyard 5.3 and go to the 408. So I'm gonna start by taking off the hater pipe. I'll go ahead and remove, I think I'll just remove both turbos together without the big hater pipe. But I suppose I could leave the hater pipe on it. Probably a heavy SOB, but it should lift right off. I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna put on my music, put you guys on a time lapse, and yeah, I'm just gonna start tearing it apart. Should come apart pretty quick, I think. The way I got it set up should make it quick and easy to just get rid of everything. And there's only water in the radiator, so I'll just drain that out, and yeah, we'll get started tearing it apart. Should be interesting. See what we find. See what I did to it. Maybe I burned a piston. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of got her whittled down here. It's probably been 30-45 minutes. I've been taking my time, taking it easy. There's a crap ton of oil everywhere. But I was just taking the ground bolt, the bolt for the ground out of the back of the cylinder head over there, and this was all crumbling, hanging down, and I thought, what the heck? I got an old freaking ground wire or something that's just all the insulation's come off. I'm hoping that's not positive. So I look closer, and my throttle cable. So this is a used throttle cable from I think from the first junkyard visit I made for an LS, or no, maybe second or something. Old, like a 99 or 2000 pickup truck, had an LM7 that I grabbed. But anyways, so my whole throttle cable is all chewed up and bunched up. See that? So in my video when I'm racing, so I need a new throttle cable, but in my video when I'm racing Emelia, I'm beating her, right? And then I hear the car kind of just lay over and drop RPM like, yee. And I'll bet you I was so excited and I was so into the throttle, I was just mashing that crap to the floor. And I'll bet you that whole throttle cable all rusted like that, it just gave out on me. And so it just kind of backed off the tension a little bit on the throttle, so I was no longer at full throttle. I was like, bleh. But you hear in my video, you can hear that RPM drop just as I look over and she comes up on me. And I go looking for my shifter, like, what happened? Did it pop out of gear? Did I blow through the converter? Like, what the hell just happened? And then I look for, like, the valve cover gasket blows out, and I get all that smoke and oil all over the place everywhere. But that's a different issue. I'll bet you my RPM dropping and me slowing down like that and not going any faster was because that throttle cable gave out on me. Dang junkyard parts. So I might just have to buy me a new one of them. So I haven't even torn the cylinder heads off yet. And I found out why I had a drop in RPM, because there's no way that whole thing bunching up like that. I mean, I lost probably, oh man, I'd say I lost a quarter pedal of throttle out of that, the way it compressed like that. I mean, look at that. I've lost maybe quarter to a half an inch of pull on that cable like that, if not more. So yeah, that would explain why it fell over on its face before I blew the valve cover gasket out. And of course that time it blew the valve cover gasket out from like here to over here. But I replaced that valve cover gasket. But then when I got home, I took it for a short rip down the driveway. As soon as I hit boost, boom, it blew that valve cover gasket out. I mean, look at that. Who in the heck has ever seen, you know what, if you've ever seen the LS motor blow a valve cover gasket out like that, just so it can breathe, when you've got a breather tied into the oil fill port on a -12 AN line to a freaking catch can breather, if you've ever seen an LS motor put up that much windage or pressure or whatever in the crankcase, I'd like you to comment below, because it'd be interesting to find out who or how many people have had that problem before, because that is entirely crazy to me that it would do that. So I'm thinking I'm blowing past a head gasket, or who knows. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of stop and show you guys that, because that explains why I lost my RPM on the drag strip racing Emelia. I'm going to tear it down and get it figured out, and hopefully I can make it to Rocky Mountain Race Week. So that's kind of the objective and the goal right now, is to make it to Rocky Mountain Race Week. I better go ahead and disconnect my battery if I'm going to be moving the alternator and crap around. So let me get on that and get back to playing my music and tearing this thing down. Alright, looks like the battery's about to die on my camera, but I wanted to get this on camera. So when I pulled my vent out of the valve cover, it looks like it's all milky. So I may have water in the oil, which I've been theorizing that I have blown head gaskets maybe. And so if I have water in the oil, that would kind of back that theory up. And so what I'm about to do is take a couple valve covers off and take a look in the motor. Yeah, that's not look too bad. That doesn't look too bad at all. There goes the valve cover gasket. Doesn't look horrid. It doesn't look like a bunch of milk in the motor. I mean, that's kind of, ooh, that's a lot of black material there though. That's not necessarily good. I mean, I don't know, the motor looks really clean inside, but this oil here, look at all of that silver. I've got particles in that. I may have lost some bearings. Got the valve covers off. My other memory card filled up. Got a brand new magnet here. And I want to see if there's any. Oh yeah, look at all those magnetic particles.